Only two of us do it.
It looks like, even though I thought that Ajay is gonna join because he asked if there is a meeting, and it is supposed to be a meeting today. And I saw earlier Larry was on Slack online.
Mm.
So
Well, maybe after the long weekend.
yeah, I don't know. Let's see. You can wait for a couple of minutes, and then if you are free, we can have our one-on-one.
Sure.
There is nothing in here.
So I saw a jeep. Here's a seems okay. Here's the man. Hey,
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Gabriel. Hey, Christian.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Yeah, installed. How are things?
Back in the office.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like busy. Uh, Christian, what happened to your project? Like the last time, whatever we discussed one project, right?
What happened to his what?
Was it that roaming thing? I think.
Oh yeah, the roaming stuff from base to the carrier, back to base.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had this in the deliverable now.
It's more like service continuity.
Right,
Continuity.
right. Yes.
The thing is, it's not truly a roaming. What was gonna require, because from the PLMN perspective, was basically the same PLMN. So it was not moving from one network to another. It was basically the same network. Or not the same network. Two identical networks, let's say. Let's say.
I mean, did you get agreement that that's how that is acceptable? Like whatever we were discussing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
service
that's
continuity is fine. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Okay. Hey, Sean.
wrong.
Hey everyone.
It seems like there is not gonna be quorum today, right?
You want to drive? I don't know if Larry is there or not today.
I saw him earlier today. He was online, at least on Slack.
Hey, Christian, we should start discussion on the like next generation core network design.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Huh?
And maybe if we can evolve the one we have a little bit toward next gen, piece by piece, right?
Yeah, I have been reading like Sean is here. We have been reading like some things about AI and
Hmm.
for sure like 3GPP has also started discussion on the 6G, right?
Yeah.
So uh, like anyway, we don't have any representation in the 3GPP, but
I
we
mean,
all
we
have
do.
some early proposals for how the
Yeah. We do. Gangu's group is in SwitchVP, right?
Okay. Yeah, they move very slow, but
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, sorry I'm late, everybody. Hopefully you just got going.
we were chit-chatting
Yeah.
Mhm.
about next generation
Reason why I
network.
wanted to see this because that was just doing the same thing. But not with the latest version. That was really good. Country. But if the data does align, it should.
Sounds like Jay is doing another webinar at the same time, or probably a training course.
No, not me. I think I thought this was coming from Christian.
Oh,
Oh, what's the guy is talking around myself here? Yeah, we are back to the office. So
oh.
Yeah,
you
today
hear some
1st
noise.
September, right?
Hey, everyone. So I apologize for being late here. I didn't get the agenda filled out, and I was traveling. So are there any topics we need to be talking about? Sorry for dropping the ball on this.
So, something that I would like to discuss today is that, with Gislan leaving the TST, and also I guess he's not going to be reviewing PRs anymore. So I guess he would just leave Ajat and myself on the SD core part. So I was wondering whether we can add somebody else also to help us, from the reviewing perspective. And also, I wanted to check whether you had a chance to talk to the iOS MCN team about, representation on the TST and see whether they are interested on the taking a more active role on our side, on the Ether itself.
All right. So let me catch up here just a little bit. So topic one is
SD core
adding
maintainers.
SD core reviewers.
Yeah, maintainers basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of up to you guys.
Can we propose Suresh, because Suresh is familiar and has been doing a lot of work also in this space, right?
Yep.
Suresh from your team, right, Christian?
Yeah.
Suresh
Yeah.
Marikanu, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think we should promote him. Yeah, we should check if he's fine. And yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we're ready. So, but yeah, so it would be good, having three people at least as maintainers. That would make things easier in the case that, for example, when I open a PR, basically I used to rely either on Ajay or Gislan, and then whoever was available, we used to review and we can keep moving, uh, which makes things a little more flexible. So it would be good to have one additional person, at least from the maintenance side.
Oh, absolutely.
could
But
have some-
it's
Yeah.
entirely, I think the current maintainer's call on that. And Suresh seems like a perfectly good choice.
Okay. So I am gonna add him into the 5G maintainers. Should we do something regarding Gislan access? Should we remove him, or what should we do?
So I was trying to understand.
I mean, I would doubt that he's going to be active at all, so I would probably remove him. But again, it's kind of the current maintainer's call.
Okay. So what is your call, Ajay? So what are your thoughts?
so could you give me some idea,
Yeah.
like what exactly they told you, and what is their status going forward?
Oh, their team got dissolved.
Yeah,
So
I see
that team doesn't exist anymore.
but I was just looking at the
Christian,
absolute
I think
number at
Iftikhar is
0
talking
job,
very
and I
loud.
was wondering how you
Sorry, what's it go?
like how you got this 7.
If you can mute a little bit, yeah.
I will, yeah.
Yeah, Iftikhar is very excited talking. I think. Okay, so Yeah, the team got dissolved, and basically they were to join different. The members of the telecom team got joined into different other teams doing other tasks.
Okay.
So
Okay. So they are not going to work on the uh, Aether project.
correct. So no, nobody basically the whole team got dissolved.
Okay. 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 And they don't have this interest in continuing the voluntary work, even if they're not going to contribute.
Based on what Gisland said, at least Gisland itself, I don't think so. And also, I chat with Patricia. She was
Uh,
gonna doing a lot of contributions on the web UI, and she also said that she's gonna move to another team and not gonna do that.
okay.
And Wilson, she also said she didn't say anything specific, but basically she just tried to close as many PR that she had open, and basically to move into the next thing. So, at least out of the three contributors that the three people that who used to contribute the most, I think the three of them are just not going to contribute anymore.
Okay, okay. I think at least okay. Now I understand what's happening. So we can definitely add Suresh. So we
Yep.
have Sean here. Let's ask him. Sean, like uh, specifically this website, right? Like Web UI. That's where we have a lot of API interface, right? Would you be able to review those codes?
Yeah, I can review them. I'm not really familiar with the specific web UI, but I can definitely review them, and I know the territory, but I'm no expert on 5G.
Yeah. So that area is typically not so closely associated with 5G. It's very generic in like you might need little bit understanding of configuration API, but because
Mm,
it's that area, if you can help out, yeah, I can understand other areas probably you may not, but the front end
okay.
side, right? API side, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
I can.
something kind of important. Thanks, Ajay, to bring Sean up because I just remember that the set of PR that the iOS team has to enable the multi-DNN support. That requires changes on the config API and config models that basically that face the CMAP. And therefore, if they face the CMAP, they're going to face the ROC. So, what is the plan to take care or properly update the ROC on that side? Is something that Sean can help us, or, or, or I don't know what to do. I mean, in that case, because changes are required, but I
Right.
don't know how
Is
we're
that
gonna.
something Suresh can help with, maybe? He's had some involvement with rock before, but as
Right.
far as my um my work is concerned, as you know, I'm finishing with Intel, and there are many uh new things pulling on my attention. So I'm not sure how much I would be able to contribute
Hmm.
on an ongoing basis. Reviews, I think, are okay. Um, and we can. I mean, with the team that are doing this update, could they possibly get into Rock with some help?
I don't know. I was kind of following up with them about this set of PRs because everything from our end we asked them to wait because we were migrating the communication between the NFs and the web UI from gRPC to REST. So that got completed, and then I just asked them, okay, now you can update your PRs and we can start reviewing them, but I haven't heard anything back from
Okay.
already a month.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I am the closest to Rock, so I mean, I would expect to be part of it, but whether I could lead it or not, I really have very little certainty about how my time is going to be split over the next month.
Okay.
Like Gabriel, like given that we have new UI, like how much of the rock is already in use currently, and who is using it? You remember I was asking you like whether we have the UI support from the canonical, right?
Oh, you are talking about the NMS. Yes. So the thing that's something that we discussed. Probably we discussed last meeting or 2 meetings ago. We discussed about that. I mean, the long-term support because we made the canonical NMS work as part of the deployment. However, when we did this test, it was a few months ago. So by then we hadn't migrated the gRPC to REST, the communication from gRPC to REST. So I don't know whether there is a latest version or how we can integrate that NMS into the web UI. So they
Well,
have
that's
their
not
own.
going to be supported either, though, right? Because they've pulled away all of their support.
Right. But the point is that the front is kind of like front end is kind of simpler, so it's an integration in a single container of both web UI, which is the back end, and some type of front end. They were there together, right? And they created a new image on that. So, but in the case of Rock, we have a set of microservices that need to be updated to kind of have the whole support. So that's something that we need to decide how we're going to move forward.
Well, it certainly is. It continues to be an issue. I don't see an easy resolution to it. I mean, appreciate Sean stepping in and helping on what happened recently, and Gabriel as well. There's certainly not going to be any development there. It's just a matter of keeping it from bit rotting, especially as the web UI and everything else changes.
Yeah, I mean, really, a lot of the things are automated once you update the Yang models with what should be configured. But as we saw, the last day, Gabriel, there's even agreeing to an update to the Rock model takes a lot of discussion, because you want to get it, as simple and as granular or fundamental as possible to change. And then, as you saw, SD core has to change and the UI has to change. So yeah, it is a high maintenance task to take on a big change in the Rock model.
So I think you put your finger on an important distinction, which is an API change is a major thing. But an API change already involves practically everyone on the TST and all of the components. So the incremental beyond that, once you decide on the API change and you've implemented the necessary changes in SD core and the web UI and so on, the changes then to Rock perhaps are fairly minimal. We're not enhancing the Rock per se, we're just changing the models.
Yeah. That's it would be the Yang that would need to change. And if people had it sorted out, conceptually, that would reduce the burden certainly on Rock.
Yeah, I mean, we should have multiple people that can change the models and crank the machine to get the next container.
Yeah. And I have to say, we have AI tools now which can help, and that's something I'm getting familiar with is writing code through AI tools, even in a brownfield situation like this. And that's something that I might be interested in doing even in my personal time as a learning exercise. Just so I understand, Gabrielle, you were saying Ghislaine, that team got disbanded. Was that within Ubuntu, or sorry, Canonical, or was it
Yes.
within Linux Foundation?
Yes,
I see.
canonical.
Okay, right. And so has that changed the relationship with canonical like for Ether, or is it finished, or what's the mean?
Yeah, there's no more contributions from their side.
I see. Okay, and they came to us through the Linux Foundation, I guess.
No, actually before that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think they have some kind of like telco group that they kind of built, and they will start
Oh, okay.
into open source communities. Like from the core, they chose Ether, and from the run, they chose OAI. So my
I
understanding is
see.
that they were contributing to both communities.
Right. Okay. And have they stopped their contributions to OAI also? Do you know?
I don't know, but Guglielmi, when the last meeting, like mid of August, he said that basically they are going to stop the whole telecom team in this big
Oh,
at
I
its mantle.
see.
So there's no more OAI or Ether or nothing.
Yeah, I think they had supported multiple stack, right? In addition to Ether, but as Gabriel mentioned, they'll stop everything.
Mhm.
Right. Wow.
Hey, Gabriel, can we meet tomorrow? I'm still not clear the rock dependency and how big it is. Maybe if you can help tomorrow afternoon.
Sure, yeah, we can. I'm gonna be here in the office.
Okay, yeah, we will meet tomorrow so to just to find out what needs to be done there, right?
So AJ, what is it you're asking about? I mean, I hear rock dependency, but what?
Yeah, so
Oh,
like what I'm not clear is that, or based on the whatever few meetings I have attended in last month, right? I thought like the all the restructuring, code restructuring or redesign was done only on the southbound.
yeah.
Northbound remains same. And if that remains same, I don't know what rock changes we are asking Sean to do.
Yeah. Okay. So you remember that you actually start reviewing also the PRs from the iOS MCM team. So basically, they are trying to do is support of multi DNN
Right?
for the slice for a single slice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't gone into all the PRs, but I see that they also open a PR for this on the CMAP.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that means there's going to be a change on the API that they are proposing.
Okay. Okay.
So if there is a change on the CMAP, basically that change highly likely has to be similar to what is going to happen on the ROC. Whatever comes from the ROC API has to be similar for the multi-DNN support.
Okay. So it's so okay, fine. Then let me look at the CMAP code change PR. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would ask them to do change in a backward compatible way and not to force, so that at least things will continue to work, like from rock single DNN and maybe
Mm-hmm.
CMAP 2 DNNs for
Mm-hmm.
now, right? And then we can find out. So for let
Mm-hmm.
me first thing is that review their CMAP PR.
Yeah, so probably before you go into the CMAP, get into the web console. Then you can see how they made changes to the config API. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
and
So I
that's
have
kind of
time
good
now.
because
So I have time now. I can give at least 1 hour every day to definitely review these PRs.
Mhm. Yeah, but they are outdated. So just for you to have as a reference, take a look at the web console. They made changes to the config API, but they do need to update these PR because they are kind of really outdated. So
Okay.
even when they opened them, they were actually far behind the latest version. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, it's just for your reference. So.
So Larry, maybe like in next call you will have more details because I'll go through the PRs. Now I'm also not associated with Intel, right? So I have time. I'm in the same situation like Sean, like reading something about AI and trying to balance between that work and the other work. Yeah.
Yep.
And in this one, right, like iOS MCN participation, Larry, is it like you're going to talk to them or like maybe some email communication to see if they wish to join?
So this is, you're talking about the last bullet here on the agenda, the iOS MCM participation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the background here is that we had a description of their using Nefio to bring up Ether. They'd written some operators and some SD core packages, some glue code basically for Nefio. They showed that to us, and we got into a discussion on the last TST about whether we would actually want to host their code on Ether repos. And there was the consensus was that implied that it became a standard way of deploying Ether, and that we would be on the hook to support it and answer people's questions if it didn't work for them. And so the pushback was, well, why don't we just let iOS, MCN host it as they currently are, and just instead of having them be private repos, make them public repos. The Ether documentation can point to it and said, if you want to use it, you're welcome to it. It's not officially part of Ether. But if they would like it to be officially part of Ether, then we would be more comfortable if they were also participating in the TST. Right? That's the summary. I relayed that feedback and still have not heard back. So I don't know what their response is. But as a general point, we would encourage them to be more active officially in Ether, and that means getting someone that might step up to the TST. Did I capture everything there, Gabriel? I think that was.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So we would certainly encourage it, but we haven't heard anything back.
Okay.
Tiani, do you have anything you want to report?
I don't have anything to update right now.
So you guys have I forget what you call it, but a showcase workshop coming up in a not too distant future, don't you?
Yeah, so we do have what we call Error Fest. It's more like presentation and training workshop, which happen on the end, in the end of this month.
Is there any Ether highlights for that?
We haven't decided yet, but we haven't decided the overall agent for like what we are going to print. But the main purpose of this workshop is like invited like the users and do some training to let them know how to use Arrow project.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll remind Hongwei about this part. Yeah,
Thank you.
We can mention any part of like Ether's work. Yeah, we will do.
Yeah, I was curious if it was going to get any showcase and you needed anything from us to help pull that off. Is there anything else?
No, nothing else. Just from my side is, so we agreed on adding Suresh to the 5GC maintainers, and I'm gonna double check with Gislan to see whether he wants to stay as 5G maintainers, or should I just take him out from there?
I'd do him the courtesy of asking, but
yeah, you should ask.
He's going to say no.
Okay, so those two things I'm gonna do.
Okay. I don't have anything else. I guess forget if it got reported last time or exactly when it happened. Yeah, back just a brief update on OnRamp. As we've been talking around it here, we did have a rock update to keep pace with the SD core changes, and that forced us to exercise the GitHub actions for the first time, and Eric discovered a dated reference, dated link that was failing, got removed, and now everything's perfectly good. So technically we've got a new version of Rock running from what we had before. 2.3.37, if I'm remembering right. Maybe it's 38. So that's good. That's all. Sean and Gabriel jumped in and helped fix everything.
probably have one more kind of question for the team that I just remember. So we have been working with Suresh on taking care of addressing any issues that are open for the SD core. And one of the things that came up was whether we should keep maintaining the UP4 related stuff in the UPF. So because we at some point we faced an issue that there was a UP4 related test that was failing. So we had to kind of fix that issue. But I don't know to what extent it makes sense to keep having that code in the UPF, or should we just get rid of that UP4 related stuff?
So any active user currently, at least, is Intel Lab using it?
The P4 base, I don't think so. Christian, please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, nobody that I know of is using the P4 stuff. Yeah.
And then Larry, how about like any university folks hanging on with this P4?
I don't think there's any P4 work going on with the UPF there isn't that I know of. I think it's probably safe to.
We can probably ask
I'm
Nate.
not quite sure what you're proposing if you actually yank the code out, or exactly what, just not support. I think it's fine to exclude it, as far as I know.
We can probably ask Nate Foster. He might be the one who might know the most here, right? If someone is using it.
Yeah, I guess the general, is anyone still using the P4 code? Post to probably dev and see if anyone speaks up.
Now the other thing, I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, if we remove the P-base support, I mean, it wouldn't affect anything to whoever is using it, from the perspective that they can keep using whatever tag all the way to whatever tag supports the P4 part, right?
Yeah.
But kind of going forward, because that's from the image perspective, so they can use a container image that it has that support, and then from now on forward we could remove the P4 base support if nobody is actually using it. So
Yeah. More so, I think the point is here, we warn the community that is it UPF4? Is that the right way of name for it?
The UPF, the P4 base UPF, probably like you have it in the previous
Okay.
bullet. Yeah.
Okay. So I think just the warning is probably good. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it like that. Anything else?
No, I think that's for now. Probably by next time, maybe we can have some additional stuff, but at least those are kind of the more important things. Having Suresh as part of the 5G maintainers, the P4 base support can remove. Yeah, besides that, I don't think we have anything else at the moment.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I will try to be more on the ball next time, 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, bye.